Hello everyone and welcome to a new Star Wars Empire at War modding tutorial. In this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to add new starfighter squadrons to Star Wars Empire at War and Forces of Corruption. I got a request. This video was actually requested. I apologize for that weird phrasing. Anyway, this video was requested. I'll leave a link to the person that requested its channel in the description. But anyway, yeah, we're going to be adding a fighter squadron to Star Wars Empire at War Forces of Corruption. Now, as I say in all my videos, this method will work for both disc version and the Steam version, Empire at War and Forces of Corruption. However, I recommend Steam due to stability patches and wider usage of various assets. Anyway, we're going to get started. So first you need a model. This is the first thing you're going to need. Now, I downloaded this. I'll leave a link to the download of this in the description. But this is a package of TIE fighters. We're going to be adding the TIE Vanguard. No. Sorry, the TIE Hunter. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking that. The TIE Hunter. So you need to copy the TIE Hunter models, the ALO files, ALA files, and the texture files, so it will actually look like it has detailing. Now that you actually have this, you don't need this anymore. I wouldn't delete it though. Anyway, so now that you have the files, so this is the actual model here, but you see it's not textured because we don't have it in the directory where we can equip the textures. Anyway, next we need to create a mod folder. So you'll create a new folder. We're just going to call this example mod. Okay, inside example mod you create a new folder, call it data. Inside the data folder you drag the XML files for the game. I'll leave a link to these in the description as well. You leave the XML files to the game, you put them in data, and you also create a new folder and call it art. Inside of art you create folders called textures and models. I spelled that incorrectly, didn't I? Models, and then back in data you create a new folder and call it text. Now in the text folder you're going to need the master text file for the game, which you can find by right-clicking your Forces of Corruption game, click open file location, going to data, text, and copy master text file English or German if you're German. I don't know if anyone watching my videos is going to be German, but if you are, I apologize. But anyway, master text file. Anyway, now that we have the master text file English in there, this is all set up, which means now we just have to put the model and textures in the respective folders. ALO and ALA files go into models, and DDS textures go into textures. Now we go in and we open the model. And it's still not textured because it's not in the game directory. Now you take this and you put it into the game directory. Example mod, art, models. Okay, now it's textured. Alright, so next up we need to create an icon. If you don't have one already, creating an icon is very easy. You have to have paint.net. For example, if we get to having paint.net, I'll leave a link to this in the description as well. I'll leave a link to all this in the description. Then you just take a screenshot, basically just screenshot this whole thing. Then you can close this. And then you save it. Save it. You can save it as whatever you want, but most Empire at War icons have I button in the name of the unit, so I button TIE Hunter, I button TIE Hunter.png. Next, you open paint.net and then you drag the image into paint.net. You use the magic wand tool. You left click on the pink or whatever your background is and click Control X to remove it. You remove it. You do this to remove anything else. Then you resize the whatever you're making the icon for, so it fits, takes up the whole box. Well, you don't have to, but it's best if you do. Then you click Image, Resize, and resize it to 48 pixels by 48 pixels. and then we have our icon. Now we click File, Save As, save it as a TGA file. It has to be a TGA file or it won't work. And then you click Save. Okay. All right then. Save that. And now we have our icon. Next, we need to find the master, the MT command bar file. The MT command bar file, you can find it. I think you have to get it with the nope. Yep. Okay. So you have to use the Meg editor, which I'll leave a link to. Oh crap. You have to use the Meg editor, which I'll leave a link to this in the description as well. The Meg editor, you use it to extract the files from the mega files in the Empire War. So Empire War, corruption, data, then it's in textures. So now you just look through here until you find MT command bar. There it is, MT command bar.mtd and TGA. You need both of these. You don't need the compressed version. You just need the MTD and TGA. Extract them to your desktop. Alright, and then it's already in data, art, textures. There we go. Now you just drag these into your mods data textures folder, and that's it. The empty command bar is there. Drag them into textures. Now, to put the icon into the empty command bar, you have to use the MTD editor. Again, link in the description. File, open, and then you navigate to wherever your mod is. I have a shortcut to my mods folder here. You have mod, data, art, textures, then you open the MT command bar, and then you open both versions, and then you're here. You click edit, insert files, then you go to wherever your icon is. In my case, it's on the desktop. I button Tie Hunter, the TGA version. Click save, and the icon's there. All right. Now we have to actually code it. To do this, we have to go into the XML folder for the mod that we created. Go to XML. Then you have to find the Space Units Fighters and Squadrons XML. So we have Squadrons XML, should be right out. There we go, Squadrons XML, and now we have Space Units Fighters. So these are the files that we're going to need. Okay, so in Space Units Fighters, you scroll down until you find the TIE Fighter, or any fighter you want to use. It doesn't really matter. So TIE Fighter, you just copy the whole thing. Copy TIE Fighter, and then just paste it in wherever you want. Save it, and save the file. Now, affiliation, don't change that. Don't really change anything yet. First, change the name here, TIE Fighter, to TIE Hunter. Then text ID to Hunter as well. This has to be all caps here. After this, we go Hunter again. Now the space model name, you change this to the name of the file of the model that's in your models folder, data art models, Empire TIE Hunter. Now the thing with fighters is that their hard points are coded into a separate file, which means that you actually don't have to code the hard points unless it's a bomber that you want like to have torpedoes, which I don't really know I know how to do that, but it's like not really necessary. I could do a totally separate tutorial for bombers, which I'm just gonna go over it briefly. Bombers will have a separate we'll have these. Here we go. TIE bomber down here. It has hard points. Hard points just HP bomber 0, 0, and 0, 2. These are just torpedo hard points. They're not. You have to, but they'll fire lasers anyway. Anyway, TIE Hunter, Empire TIE Hunter. Now we just need to change the icon name to iButton TIE Hunter. iButton TIE Hunter. And that's it. It's finished already. Wait, no, it's not. Okay, I apologize. Okay, there's one more thing you have to do. Usually you don't have to do this, but for the sake of this particular fighter, you do. You have to go to hyperspace and change this to yes, and give it hyperspace speed. I usually just do 1.5 because that's a good hyperspace speed. This will allow it to move in light speed because the TIE Hunter does have a hyperdrive. Shield points. Shield points. I usually make shield points to half of the ship's health. I think that's a good shield refresh rate. We'll make that 10. Energy capacity, just leave all this the same. Now behavior. You have to put shielded in here. Otherwise it won't accept that it's shielded. Shielded. Alright, shielded. Now it will recover. Now it will recover shield. Anyway, now we go to squadrons.xml. You find the TIE Fighter Squadron. Here we go. And then just copy the whole thing. Do it once again, text tooltip, TIE Hunter. I'll show you what this means in a second. Change the icon again to TIE Hunter. Don't touch this. This stays where it is. Now, Squadron Units. This basically will make up, these are the units that are actually part of the squadron, so theoretically you could have a squadron with multiple fighter types in it, but for the sake of this tutorial, you just copy TIE Hunter and just replace all TIE Fighters with TIE Hunters. Oh. TIE Hunters. Alright. TIE Hunter Squadron. TIE Fighter 2 Squadron. So I usually, to make this simpler, I just make this text TIE Hunter. Wait, unit TIE Hunter. So you don't have to put in multiple text strings, but I'll explain what that means in a minute. Empire, build cost. You don't have to change this if you don't want to. Build have space units, yes. Build space units, yes. So it will show up in the build bar, and that's about it for the actual coding. Now, final piece is to put in the text strings. For this, you're going to need the DAT editor. Link to this in the description as well. You open it and then you click open. You go to your text folder and you open the master text file. You then click edit, insert string. Now you go back to the TIE Hunter, text unit TIE Hunter, copy, paste it in there. Text. This is just identifying the unit, so TIE Hunter. And now edit, insert string once again, copy this and then paste it in, and we'll just describe the unit. A fast TIE model used by Storm Commandos. Used by Storm Commandos. Alright, you save that, and that's it. The unit is 100% coded. Now all you have to do is actually test the unit now. Okay, so I just booted up the game, and we're about to test it, and it's not here. That means I did something wrong. Crap. Okay, I found the problem. So build initially locked. This is bad. You need to change this. So build initially locked in Squadrons XML. Change this to no. It is not initially locked. And you go back here. Yes, change it, and there it is. TIE Hunter. Let's build a couple. So there you go. It's called debugging, guys. You gotta debug. Alright. We'll send these to Karita. And there we go. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you guys want to see more, like more modding tutorials, and or you want to see like just more content in general, whatever you guys want me to do, just leave it in the comments down below, and I'll be back later with another tutorial or something eventually. See you guys later.